said I am a spiritual being, but I tell you I am a sadhaka. I am a practitioner. I am doing my sadhana. And there is yet to go through a long journey. It's not going to be that easy. Day by day I discover new stations, new venues. So there is so much to know and unfold whatever I gain on the way and then internalize. Say the first line in Asatoma, Asatoma Sadgamaya. Say first Asat, out of that emerges Sat. In the beginning, everybody gets Asat only. And that is popularized like anything. Media first catch hold of Asat. And then truth comes. But the one peculiar thing with truth is, it unfolds over a period of time. It's not happening at a time. You have to wait, you have to have patience. Then only you will get to know what is truth. That's why in this line, Asatoma Sadgamaya, untruth to truth, that's what we need to wait for. We should have always a healthy skepticism, never accept anything on the face value, keep exploring, and as the spiritual sadhakas, our ultimate goal is to seek truth. And it is said, when you seek truth and when you are with the truth and you begin to act on truthful ways, that is the time you get courage, that is the time you get the energy to accomplish greater things in life. That's where Mahatma Gandhi, he had these two beautiful weapons, non-violence and truth. On October 2nd every year, I speak to all the students and tell them, here is a man who had only these two simple weapons, non-violence and truth. And he could win the independence for such a country. It was really impossible. So he could do it easily. And that's where I tell students, be truthful. When I say truthful, it's not that when you go home late, you are telling you are with somebody, but you are hanging out with somebody else. It's not the day-to-day transactions I am talking about. I am talking about, as a student, what is the truth? You are a Vidyarthi, you have to seek knowledge, you have to seek education. So be truthful to your role. And then you will be fulfilling your duty. So this truth is such a wonderful magic thing that once we get hold of that truth, the magic happens. Well, today's topic is a journey from mind to no mind. Mind to no mind. There was a comment, both are paras, or one is apara, another is para. Both are correct. Both are correct. So before we really go into the topic, as a teacher in the field of science, I always believe in knowing thoroughly the basics. Once you know basics, and that basic knowledge, once it goes to your common sense pool, you begin to really start thinking and understanding. Further growth in the field or the subject happens automatically. Thinking and understanding. So, we need to catch hold of these basics in the beginning. That's what even C.N.R. Rao, great scientists, are talking about. We need to teach basics to our students in the schools and colleges. So as sadhakas, we need to know the basics. I'm not going to talk to you the esoteric, high profound language here. I'm going to make it very, very simple, because at the end of it, you have something to take away and then start working on that. When I read this topic, when I started thinking on this topic, I did the same thing. I got into the basics, then after that I started practicing on that. So when I talk about basics, I look into the words mind and no mind. What is mind? Since so many years, I've been associated with School of Ancient Wisdom for the last 9 years. Madam Manize was the founder, used to always request me to decipher certain words for her. Because for me, you must be aware, every letter in Sanskrit is called mantrika.
Magical.
When these mantrikas, they come together, they become a word, that is mantra. The letters mantrikas, when they come together, they form a word, that is mantra. These mantras are found everywhere in science, arts, in big slokas. Wherever you go, you will find only these words. So once you understand every word is a mantra, that means it has got that magical effect. In order to create that kind of a magical effect, what is to be done is, the first is, you try to understand the meaning of the word. First understand. Then utter the word with the right vibration like mantras. Then definitely it will have magical effect on you and people around you. You can bring people around you if you can use the right words. It could be mantras, it could be ordinary thing we speak. In fact, we can encounter this kind of magical effect. We can see it practically happening with Barack Obama. When he became the first time Senator and President of America, not only first time, second time also he got elected, I give credit to all his ability to use these mantras. He had that beautiful way of using words. When people all over the world were suffering with the administration of Bush, they has been taking the country to war. Everybody in America wanted a change. And that is the time he came out with the right word, change, yes we can. I tell you, that had that kind of a potential energy, and it could make it actual for him by winning the election. So this vehicle of communication through words we do, they are very, very important, I tell you. They can create magic. We can bring people around. We can try to transform them also. I do a program on what is called transformational vocabulary. If you can use the right words, you can transform yourself and others. In fact, I do this to youngsters. I tell them, use your words carefully. If you can use lesser and the right words, it's a mark of civility and spirituality. Lesser and the right words. I tell people, why are you following the Western language here? Hadley chase, I screw you, shit, I kill you. I have seen a girl threatening the boyfriend, tomorrow if you are not found, I am going to kill you. That's what is actually happening in the society. Today you say kill, 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 it gets manifested over a period of time. I'll cut you into pieces, I'll slit your throat. That's what is happening today. So these words should not be taken easily. Not only mantras. You sit and render your Gayatri mantra or Asatoma. You do it with so much of sacredness. Every word you pronounce it properly, vibrate it properly, so that it has effect on your body and also for those listeners. The same way we need to take care while we are using these words. Don't take them for granted. So for me, mind means M-I-N-D. There are 4 letters, M-I-N-D. What is mind? Mind is many ideas. Mind is a place where many ideas, non-divine and divine, flow. You must have seen our mind, first non-divine, Asat. Even that beautiful way the word has emerged, M-I-N-D. I don't know, because when I look into the word, I really start wondering, there is a magic there. Where are you looking at? That word, if you can understand properly, that itself unfolds so much of truth. Many ideas, non-divine and divine, they flow into the space. And no mind. For me, no mind, I would try to elaborate on this, is thoughtless awareness in the presence, in the now. Thoughtless awareness in the now. And that no mind, that is thoughtless awareness. It's not that you are mindless. I don't know whether you have received this title in the right perspective or the right perception. Say, we have been hearing by our masters, you are a mindless fellow, mindless fellow. Now this man is going to talk about no mind. We are all the time thinking of trying to be mindful like Buddhists. So when I say no mind, it is a thoughtless awareness in the now state. And that thoughtless awareness happens when you are really in the now state. Now how that now state happens? I have seen some of the spiritual places now state happens. I have seen outside it's not happening. It's not happening in workplace, in my home. But I have seen places like this. Automatically we drop our body, we drop our mind, and we go into a state of no mind. But unfortunately it is a temporary, not sustainable. Now the challenge is, can we make it sustainable? That's what we are attempting here. So now for me, if at all you want to create a state of now, I am here physically and mentally, so I am experiencing a no mind state. That means now means not on worry. NOW is not on worry. Right now my work is going on in the Bangalore Academy. There's so much of work. I came only at 5:40. I was held up there, traffic and all that. And after that my son has gone somewhere and my wife is somewhere. Absolutely I am not worried about it, I tell you. Only when I am trying to recall, I begin to know, my God, I have a family. I have a job to do. Otherwise I have dropped it. The moment I entered here, and this beautiful induction into now state through this Zen meditation is a beautiful thing. Hands off to Premji. This is a wonderful, I said, this is the second visit I am making to this place. I have been going to satsangs, so many satsangs like him. I traveled through different masters and finally I am connected to School of Ancient Wisdom. But over the years I have seen this is one of the best centers in Bangalore, Zen Center, where they are inducting people into right mindset of no mind before they start having any discourse. So wonderful. So we are all here as satsangis in search of truth. And what is the truth we are trying to search is why we need to shift from mind to no mind. A journey, I said, not a simple shift. A journey where you travel from one place to another place. Is it one way ticket we buy? No, definitely not. It's a return ticket. It is something like somebody working in Bangalore from Mysore, he every day travels. So like that, it's a two-way return ticket all the time. Mind and no mind, mind and no mind. It keeps happening. When I am going to elaborate on this subject, before I proceed further, as I said, we need to have something like a takeaway from this program so that you can start working on that. If at all that has to truly happen, I will take little more time in introduction before I go into actuals. Because for me actuals are not that important, they happen. Once you are inducted into this, you yourself will explore further, you will be much more knowledgeable. Infinity is the term in the field of spirituality. In the field of spirituality where you acquire more and more knowledge. So you will do it, there's no problem. Well, one of your regular speakers, Azim Beri Khan, is my close associate at the School of Ancient Wisdom and also known to Premji
for 25 years.
25 years. He always say you need to have three things: Vinaya, Bhakti and Anushashan. That's what he said even on Wednesday also. Vinaya, Bhakti, Anushashan. Well, beautiful, I tell you. He takes people along with him when he starts narrating this. And he makes them make a commitment that you are going to have Vinaya, Bhakti and Anushashan. Well, when you say this, people have to be truthful. They have to have real Vinaya, not a pseudo projection, because Vice Chancellor is there, Premji is there, simply trying to pretend. Pretenders are many more. So if you are going to pretend, it's not going to. Vinaya and devotion. Lot of devotees only pretending. Anushashan, discipline. But I have seen even in the spiritual groups, satsangs, people are always with mobiles. They always be looking for messages. The moment they get a call, they run out of the hall. This is unfortunately happening. In spite of such a beautiful statement by Azim, Vinaya, Bhakti and Anusashan definitely is not happening. Because you always say, okay, let me project all this and it's okay. But it's not for that moment. You are here for a definite purpose. You are here to learn and to become a sadhaka. And ultimately, what is the purpose of human birth? As you are aware, it is to liberate our soul by working through our karma, moksha. So for which we need to keep on progressing. Progressive group, we should become a progressive group. So that's why we have to be very, very sincere, very honest, very truthful. For that I give you 6 steps. Wherever, whatever you do, whether you study at home, listen to somebody or listening to some music or reading newspapers, whatever it is, I want you to follow these 6 steps. The first step is Adhyapana. Adhyapana. First step. That when somebody is talking, giving out some information, you have to listen carefully. Adhyapana. Are you listening to the instructions? Whatever teaching is happening, are you really in a state of Adhyapana? And after that, you need to really go into what is called Adhyayana. Once you receive the instruction, you need to do Adhyayana. You have to practice. Adhyayana is learning, it's learning. Then after learning, say first you are receiving the instructions, then Adhyayana is trying to learn. Then third is Abhyasa, practice. Adhyapana, Adhyayana and Abhyasa, practice every day unity. After getting instructions, learning and then you practice. Then after practicing, over a period of time, you internalize the whole knowledge. Anusthana. Anusthana, that is the 4th stage. Internalize. Over the years, my journey has been right from 1988 onwards. Slowly I was trying to internalize. So this happens only when you receive the instructions, adhyapana, adhyayana, abhyasa, and then anusthana. Then after that, when you internalize, the fifth stage is very important. You will get anubhava, experience. Whenever you talk to somebody about what you have been learning over the years, you talk to people with anubhava. That's why whenever I talk to people, I never do upadesa vakya. I don't do upadesa vakya. They're only sermons, only meant for others. But whenever I talk to people, I say it's a anubhava vakya over the years. What I have experienced, truthfully felt, internalized, receiving the right instructions, learning it properly, practicing it, and then internalizing, and then anubhava experience. And if you do all these 5 steps properly, let it be anything. Even let it be cooking. Of late I have started doing cooking. Now I got to know men can do better cooking. I'm sorry, ladies always do better, but men, they do better. Because no dependency. Earlier, when I was younger, I was expecting people to serve. As you grow older and older, nobody will be around. The children are grown up, nobody will be there. So today I could cook my breakfast, gave it to my son, both of us had. So like that, even in that field, these steps will apply. And the last one is anugraha, grace. Whatever you've been getting instructed, learning, then practicing, and then experiencing, and then you get anugraha, grace. And this grace will conspire to make things happen. Existence will play its role. If at all you want to have anugraha from the existence, you have truthfully learned and got into truth, and you are very, very sincere. And then secondly, you have nobility of purpose. It is not to show that I am a saint on the stage. Today let me say I am not a saintly man on the stage. I am a sadhaka. Not to project how much I have learned. My only intention is to share certain things. And when I started looking around the world, the kind of people in spirituality in every field, I remember the Tyagaraya Kirtana, Yandaro Mahanubhavalu, Andariki Vandanamalu. What a true statement, long back. Beautiful. At Tirupati I stayed 7 years. Every year they used to have this musical programs for about Aradhanas. Beautiful. Tyagaraya Kirtanas, wonderful. Yandaro Mahanubhavalu, Andariki Vandanamalu. Coincidingly, the present chief priest of Tirumala, K.D. Tirumala was my student. Recently I spoke to him. I said, man, you have become a very close friend of God. You are the chief priest. Can you allow a kind of privilege to be with your God? He said, you please come. So, I will keep you close. And then, I don't know how many of you, I don't know whether I am right or wrong. Upanishad means it is a communion of guru and disciple. Whatever knowledge Upanishad is throwing out, it happens only through the communion. That's what he was mentioning about. Dr. Timappa said, the archer and that point will become one. Bullseye becomes one. There's no separation at all. So that magical thing happens. So when that happens, what is the advantage you get? You transcend this material world. As you are living, as you are holding a job, as you are with a family, you transcend into a state where you transcend this matter and transcend your suffering. Dukkha Sagara you are able to transcend. That's why the real knowing happens only when you have true understanding of self, true understanding, all that happens through these steps. Atmavit Shokam Tarati. You transcend, because that's what is bothering us. There's nobody who is devoid of suffering, I tell you. Dukkha Sagara, that's what they frighten people by telling this. And in fact, the suffering, it is said, if you confront it, if you are with it, if you face it, then you understand, and after that the dukkha will disappear. Why dukkha sustains? Because you are running away from dukkha, labeling yourself all the time. So be with the dukkha, confront it, and then it disappears. And in order to make it disappear, you need to understand what is the state you are in. For that you need to have that courage, spiritual courage. Your soul needs to activate you. Okay, now let us go into the topic, give you more details. See, all of you are aware that we have a brain and mind. There are two components here. Brain is said to be a physical entity. It's a tangible thing. Some of you must have seen it in the labs, in the marketplace. It's tangible.
Measurable.
And then brain is intangible. It is not a physical entity. Brain is located here, but the beauty is brain also into para, in the sense it is spread all over the body through nerve cells. Brain neurons, they are found throughout the body. That is the only tissue where you find cells are spread all over the body. Not only located here. Whereas mind is much more para, that is, it has no limit. It is empty space. Where it is found, somebody says it is there in the heart, somebody says somewhere, but it's everywhere. When you look into mind, in one way, it's an attribute of divinity within you. In fact, I always say, never give attributions to God. You are merciful, you are kind, you are found everywhere. These attributes are meaningless. They even say divine knowledge. Even that word is not right, because God is beyond all these things. It is unmanifested, infinite source of energy. Energy. In Islam we say Noor. Noor-e-Khuda. That's what. Those who have seen, my name is Khan, I am not a terrorist. He says Noor-e-Khuda. Beautiful song it is. What is Noor? It's just glow. It is Noor, it's a light. Well, the brain, other properties, instinctive, impulsive, learning, memory, you are able to gain memory, perception through sense organs. Perception through sense organs. Brain can work only through perception through sense organs. Whereas mind is non-entity, it is space. There is a constant flow of thoughts. It's a kind of a conceptual bag, and also it's a faculty of consciousness, awareness and thoughts. That's about the mind. Before we go into, because today we are interested how to go into that no mind state. Before that, I'll take you into what is called a state which really bothers us, uncontrolled mind state, uncontrolled. Let us talk about asat in the beginning. The truth is, yes, we could attain a state of no mind. But because of the cosmic delusion, CDD, this is a cosmic delusion drama, we are so much disturbed, the mind becomes uncontrolled. What is this cosmic delusion is? We are getting attached to the matter. That's where the mind becomes uncontrolled. So uncontrolled mind state is too many thoughts. multiple domains. Right now I am here, right now I am somewhere in my place, right now I may be thinking of the party I am going to have tonight, right now I am thinking of some place I am going to visit. That's the beautiful thing, you can travel anywhere. It can at a time have multiple domains. Living in bits. There's a beautiful song, we live in bits, tukdo mein hum ji rahe hain. We live in bits, I tell you.
पूरा करिए.
We are not a whole entity here. Maybe a place like this, we talk about spirituality, we talk about here and now, definitely we are trying our best to be in one entity, one piece. But we are